Hey, Glue, have you seen this horrible character design for the new She-Ra?
Oh, gee, Neckbeard, I don't see anything wrong with it. She looks okay to me.
Okay, she's disgusting. Look at how flat her chest is. That's not what She-Ra's supposed to look like. She-Ra's supposed to have big, giant, sexy, barely concealed breasts. These SJWs are ruining my childhood.
Oh, don't you think that new design might be better for a little kid's show?
God, Glue, you are such a snowflake. You and all these feminists have an agenda of creating gender chaos and emasculating all men so that we become second-class citizens.
Relax, Neckbeard, it's not that big a deal. I really don't care about the way She-Ra's redesigned.
It's a huge deal when beta cucks like you want to take away my freedom of speech by robbing the world of She-Ra's heavy, glistening, pendulous, sweaty.
Uh-oh, looks like Glue here just signed himself up for a 45-minute long debate about cartoon boobies that he didn't even want to talk about to begin with. What went wrong? It turns out that Glue fell into the rhetorical trap of a bad faith argument. What is bad faith, you ask? Well, according to Wikipedia, it means all kinds of bullshit. But in this film, we'll be focusing on the use of bad faith arguments in debates with angry trolls who can't fathom the notion that somebody might disagree with them. When a person argues in good faith, they have a basic level of respect for the person they are speaking with. Good faith arguments are intended to seek truth and better understanding of the topic with due consideration given to both sides of the debate. Let's see what a good faith argument looks like.
If you ask me, the best Ninja Turtle is Raphael.
Really? Why do you think that?
I guess because my favorite color is red.
I can see the appeal of Raphael's red bandanas, Marks-chan, but when selecting my favorite Ninja Turtle, I prefer to reflect upon the deeper aspects of the turtle's character. I find Raphael's brash personality to be distasteful and overly aggressive. Michelangelo, on the other hand, is a kind-hearted and agreeable fellow, and he also has those awesome nunchucks. We can stop here. Did you notice anything different about this argument? To begin with, Kropotkin did not immediately launch into an attack of Marks-chan's opinion, even though he disagreed. He began by asking for clarification. Why did Marks-chan prefer Raphael? When following up with his own opinion, Kropotkin addressed Marks-chan's evidence and provided evidence of his own. This was a respectful, good faith argument. Through this kind of discussion, Kropotkin and Marks-chan are likely to discover aspects of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that they hadn't considered before, which will lead to a deeper engagement with the subject of the debate. Now that we know what a good faith argument looks like, let's see what this same argument would look like in bad faith.
Hey, Glue, who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I like that Donatello.
Donatello? He's the worst Ninja Turtle. His weapon is a stupid stick, and he wears purple bandanas. The only people who like the color purple are women and...
Okay, I think we've heard enough. Neckbeard has clearly launched a bad faith argument. As soon as he heard an idea that he disagreed with, he began attacking it aggressively. He displayed no interest in why Glue liked Donatello and gave his opinion no credit whatsoever. It is clear that Neckbeard is more interested in winning this argument than in seeking any kind of truth. He came to the discussion with a fixed attitude and will not be satisfied until Glue either cedes to his opinion or gives up in frustration. So what should Glue do next? Let's see what happens if he decides to defend himself and his ideas.
And that's why Donatello's the worst and Raphael is the best.
Well, it's fine to me if Raphael is your favorite Ninja Turtle, Neckbeard, but I still like Donatello. In the NES game, Donatello has the best weapon.
If you can't play the NES game with Raphael, then that just means you suck at gaming, Glue. Stop whining and get good.
Well, I'm not whining. I like Donatello. He does machines.
Does machines? Why don't you look at this exhaustive list of every time one of Donatello's machines broke down in the comic books, both cartoon series, and every feature film that I just pulled up on Google, and then tell me how good Donatello is at doing machines.
Poor Glue. He's in for a long night of disputing a bunch of crap that Neckbeard pulls off of Google. What could he have done differently to avoid this nasty fate? The answer is easy if you remember one simple acronym: IDGAF. IDGAF is a foolproof method for dealing with anyone who argues in bad faith. Let's break it down. I stands for identifying the bad faith argument. Look for telltale signs that your debate opponent is arguing from a position of bad faith. For example, your opponent seems completely fixed in their position with no willingness to examine a differing perspective.
It is a simple, basic fact that Donatello is the worst Ninja Turtle.
Your opponent seems to have absolutely no respect for you on a personal level. They act dismissive and hurl frequent insults.
And anyone who thinks otherwise is a beta cuck. You have to be a total moron to think that Donatello is anything but the worst of all Ninja Turtles.
Your opponent seems far more concerned with winning the argument than determining the truth.
Why can't you just admit that Donatello's the worst Ninja Turtle, Glue? Everybody knows it. You're just making yourself look like a total fool by saying otherwise.
Your opponent parrots a bunch of token, cliche statements that only have a superficial connection to the conversation at hand.
SJWs like you are ruining Ninja Turtles. Sorry this isn't one of your safe spaces where everybody has to agree with all of your snowflake opinions. Donatello is just another example of cultural Marxism.
Now that we have identified a bad faith argument troll, it's time for step 2, disengage. Stop talking to the troll immediately. Don't waste your time. Inform your opponent that you don't engage in bad faith arguments and end the discussion abruptly. This argument is in bad faith, Neckbeard, so I'm going to go now. Goodbye. The troll will likely consider this a victory.
Yeah, you just know you can't defeat my superior intellect. You know I'm right and you're wrong. I win again.
And that's okay. Remember that your precious, fleeting time on this earth is far too valuable for you to waste your life arguing about unimportant drivel with pedantic shitheads. Now you're ready for steps 3 through 5. Go do literally anything else. Avoid this person for the rest of your life and forget they exist. Bad faith trolls get off on having long, rambling, abusive arguments. They seek to win in debates at all costs because when they have these meaningless victories, it's the closest their cold black hearts will ever come to actually feeling anything.
This should stave off my overwhelming sense of self-loathing for at least another 15 minutes.
Cut these people out of your life. Block them on social media, stop hanging out with them, just avoid them to whatever extent you can, and do your best to forget that they are alive. You'll be glad you did. Well, I thought I smelled carrots. Oh, hi there, Glue. I was just wrapping up. Have a nice day. Wait, Professor Carrot, come back. I have a deep hunger for knowledge right now. I really want to chew on this topic some more. Let me nibble you.